So every episode we like to have a fun little topic for our Patreon members, patreon.com/Bama Geeks. And since we have started the new month of May, we kind of shifted our Patreon tiers around to where it's just now one tier, $5 a month, get you the bonus audio, bonus content, bonus video content, get you the full video version of the podcast, just some whatever little extras we can throw in there for you. So just a flat $5 a month if you want to join us and support us, if you're enjoying what we do. You know, if you want to send me private messages on Patreon that tells me to stop picking on my wife, patreon.com/Bama Geeks.
But please know that this is the fun of our marriage.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
And hey, come behind this paywall and you'll get to see the hot mess that I have presented on YouTube for this episode. You want to see hot...
If anything, seeing that reaction when
earlier,
that's so great.
I have to remember that we're
like deadpan and was like, he's really going there. Okay.
I have to remind myself, even at this point, that we're doing video now. So I just honestly, my brain just forgets, and it's just us sitting around talking, and I'm just a rambling goofball.
No, it's part of your charm.
Thanks.
We all ramble. It's okay. So, but yeah, so if you head over to patreon.com/Bama Geeks, we'll give you the opportunity to, one of the perks is to vote in a poll that we like to do. And this episode, we asked a couple of questions and our patrons voted on what they like for us to talk about. And the topic is, what book, toy, game, comic, whatever would you like to see made into a movie or a show? So what would we like to see that's not currently a movie or a show? Something that we all love and enjoy that we think would be well served in that format.
Brock, just go ahead and say it. I mean, we talked about it in the pre-show. We know what we're going to talk about. Let's go ahead and say it.
Well, Bo and I would be the biggest proponents of this. And that would be one of our favorite video game series, and that's Mass Effect. That is definitely a series of games that are fantastic story-wise. I would love to see on the screen. I don't. But there's so many choices to be made in those games. Where would you take a story like that? And they're working on, a fifth Mass Effect game right now that, follows up after Commander Shepard.
Yeah.
After Mass Effect 3, we had Mass Effect Andromeda, but that was set a few years after Commander Shepard's adventures.
Now you guys know that Amazon bought the rights to Mass Effect for a TV show, right?
TV show needs to be the format. I'd rather be a series than a movie.
So if it's anything, it's going to be Amazon doing it. And usually they don't just buy them to buy them. They're going to do something with it. So I would think that we're going to get something. I just don't know when.
Maybe after they launch the Lord of the Rings series, maybe that might be the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Mass Effect would take an incredible budget to make. I mean, there's a lot of story.
Well,
and there's three games.
Well, Bo, have you looked into what the budget was on Halo?
No, I have no idea. But production, like I said, we were talking. Production value on Halo is incredible.
Yes,
the aesthetics is very nice. But it also, I didn't think about, it's executive produced by Spielberg and it's an Amblin Entertainment series, so that might be why it's a little bit well polished.
Yeah. I didn't realize that either. That's huge. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
because I mean, it didn't. That series didn't hook me until a little bit through in the first episode, but it was pretty quick. It got me. Yeah. So if they did anything like that for Mass Effect, that'd be huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, seriously, as much as you guys, I mean, I've never played the games, but as much as you guys have played through them and you've talked about it, it sounds like the story and what they could do is phenomenal.
One of these days you need to pick it up. Like I said, it's to me, like I've told Brock, like, Star Wars is the cinema, where Star Trek is the TV, Mass Effect is the video games. It's the defined space opera story for video games, in my opinion.
Okay.
I just want to see the Council in peril on the screen. the council who keeps all these races operating like some sort of government entity.
Yeah. There's yeah.
Hey, we can't talk a lot about it without spoiling any type of any type of the Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
Um
that's a cool thing, because the game story is built on options you make in the game, Kevin, and it affects your play through the rest of it. I mean, some of them are like they give you options, but they still make it where it's kind of ambiguous, like whether there's little small changes, but not much.
It's a choose your own adventure book. Sweet.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. It's
yes.
The choices you make in Mass Effect 1 will affect what happens in Mass Effect 3.
Yes, like there's little things. Yeah.
Do they have any effect on Andromeda?
I have no idea. I still
I can't.
I
You hadn't played it.
I started Andromeda, but that was before when it was still the jumbled mess it was.
It's gotten better.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm confused. I'm confused. Mass Effect, you play through Mass Effect 1 and it affects Mass Effect 3?
Oh,
yes, choices. Yeah.
Choices.
If you carry your save file over from each game.
Snap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Each game reads your previous game's save file and it sees the choices you made.
Yep.
Don't tell Bethesda that stuff with the Elder Scrolls series, because man, that's God. Wow.
I kind of wish that would have been the case with Bethesda, because I had some really great chameleon armor in Oblivion. Nobody could see me whatsoever. I was completely invisible. And then you jump over to what was after Oblivion? Skyrim. Yeah, you jump over to Skyrim and you're starting all over. I'm like, I really miss my
don't
armor.
need it, dude. All you gotta do is be a stealth archer.
Yeah, that's true.
You can just start off with that.
That's true.
That's the only real way to play that game anyway, is a stealth archer. So.
But with Oblivion, I would walk up to people and like bump into them, and they're like, "Who goes there? What is this?" And they couldn't see me. They never knew I was. They felt something hit them, but they never could see me.
So you're a John Cena, essentially. I got you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a little earworm that gets stuck in my head, and I'll go around the house just at random times.
There we go. Now we're gonna get a copyright strike.
Yeah. little things. Yeah. That little voice in the back room. It's like, all right, she saw something online.
I don't know where it comes from.
Oh, but yeah,
I would be all about Mass Effect, though. That would be huge.
I strongly encourage you to play the games. It's
they just did the special edition, whatever,
the legendary edition.
The legendary edition. So if you don't want to kind of the first game is it's a good game, but it's very dated. So if you want to pick up the legendary edition, they kind of did a lot of gameplay upgrades to it.
Yeah, you can play it on PC.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can play it with a keyboard and a mouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I might do it.
Yeah, I strongly encourage you, because I think it's knowing you. I think you'll enjoy the stories and you can get so attached to these characters.
Yep.
Morden, the Solarian scientist.
Yeah,
I'm just going to leave it at that.
And the great thing about this game too, also, Kevin, is you can play as Paragon, aka the ultimate good guy, or Renegade, where you're the ultimate be a bad person, kicking butt, taking names.
You pity the fool.
Yes, exactly.
I'm totally not looking it up over here on this other monitor.
Well, also the cool thing about is like you can be the male shepherd, which was voiced by Mark Meir, who we've met, or you can play his female shepherd, Jennifer Hale. Which I'm not gonna lie, Renegade Femshep is my favorite playthrough. Renegade Femshep, she is awesome.
100%.
She is so good.
You want to talk about a bad lady? Femshep as a renegade. That is I encourage you to play both the Paragon and the Renegade playthroughs.
Yes.
But when you go Renegade, go Femshep.
Yes.
I always go bad. So I mean,
always
that's probably
with female shepherd, with Femshep, you've got to go bad.
I always go bad.
It's entertaining.
And that's the other thing. Think about if they do a movie or series, I'll be completely cool if they do male shep or femshep, just because I like both versions of the character. Right? Yeah, as I'm saying.
Oh, I've got the big 1/6 scale
Yeah.
statues. I've got one of Fem Shep and Male Shep.
That's the cool thing about it. That's what I like about it. It's
You guys said Legendary Edition?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, I'm getting it.
Okay.
Good man. Good man. We're going to bring him into
We
this.
will talk about it on the next episode. Maybe.
If you
No,
get
you
through all
won't be able to play all of it,
No.
Well, we can talk about how much I'm liking it, right?
Yeah, we can do that
Yes.
because you've got to go at least 40 to 60 hours in each game.
Yeah. If you want to do all the side quests and everything else, and which I highly
You
recommend.
guys underestimate how addicted I can get to a game.
No, I know. We know it, but we know what it's going to be.
They're long games. They're long. You get ready to invest a lot of time.
The voice of
in it.
experience is talking here, Kev.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys sound like crack dealers or something.
Yeah.
Drug dealers.
Hey, look.
You think you're gonna get through it? No.
He's good. What's funny, Brock, is like I was the gateway drug to you for Mass Effect. Now we're gonna get it on him because like that was a funny thing. I told Brock, I was like, man, you need to play this. You like Star Trek, you like all this stuff. You're gonna enjoy this. And then a week later, oh my god, this is amazing.
Just a bunch of enablers.
Yes.
Mass Effect 1 is good. Mass Effect 2 is cream of the crop.
Oh, that is my favorite of the three. 2 is just
Okay.
so much fun.
All right, I'm gonna play it.
The first game's more RPG-ish, shooterish,
Mhm.
where 2 and 3 are more action RPG, but they're still really fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
What I say? What about you, Kevin? What would your adaptation you would like to see?
I don't really know of one off the top of my head.
This is a tough
Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Of what?
you have to adjust that down to a game or something.
Labyrinth as a game?
What?
Look, you brought up Labyrinth in the last episode as something.
I'm
that
trying to imagine Labyrinth as a game, though.
I don't know. I don't even
Can
remember.
you play as David Bowie?
Ooh,
God, that would be awesome.
that would be cool.
He's the $25 DLC.
Yeah.
It's called the Do You Remind Me of a Babe DLC. Yeah, no, I don't really have one in mind.
Well, you're kind of getting all that with you're getting all that with Star Wars here now with Thrawn and Ahsoka and all that.
man.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is when we get into Star Wars, it's just kind of like the Renaissance period right now because we've got Disney for all their faults with the sequel trilogy, which I will always point that out, by the way. They figured it out and they're actually starting to listen to people. They're listening to John Favreau. They brought him in. They're listening to Filoni. They're still having Timothy Zahn pump out Thrawn books that connects him to where they need him to be before, after, so that they can have him in place so that we're used to knowing where Thrawn is. So, all these characters that I know full well, like Thrawn, there are so many other characters they could bring in, like Talon Card. They could bring in Mara Jade, all those characters. They just have to rewrite them. So, my canned answer would be basically anything that you could adapt to bring more expanded universe Star Wars characters in would be huge. Not all of them, that they weren't all great, but there's a lot that Timothy Zahn did that are not currently in there yet. Like Talon Card's kind of like Han Solo in a way, just a little more established. Kind of like if you took Han Solo and you crossed him over with Lando in a way. A really cool dude. And then Mara Jade was eventually was married to Luke. So, and that was a huge thing. So, and she, in the New Jedi Order, they had a child, and I mean it was all kinds of stuff they could go into. The Yuzan Vong, they could bring the big bad guys from outside the galaxy in if they wanted to. I mean, into any kind of spinoff. So I just don't know what Disney's going to want to do with that. They may want to keep it a little more grounded. And Star Wars did kind of start going off the deep end a little bit with some of the canon, expanding universe canon. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of Star Wars, since we've gotten back on that, I saw an article today, and I don't know how old it is or whatever, it just popped up on my feed somewhere, but this guy, bringing it here, took like I said, I don't know when it is, but took like 900,000 matchsticks and built this Millennium Falcon.
Oh, I did see that picture. I
Wow.
made that picture today. Yeah, I saw that.
Is that not incredible?
Yeah.
So the big question I have there usually is, does it come apart in pieces? I hope so.
You would hope so. And judging by, let me blow this up big screen. Judging by, you can see some of the lines, like around the cockpit area and everything. Looks like they may come apart in sections. But I like how he's got the mirror.
Yeah.
The mirror's down on the ground where you can see.
Dude, look, if I spent that much time doing that, I would show off every inch of that thing.
Yep.
That's an accomplishment right there.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I want to say I'm envious of people that have time on their hands to do stuff like that. That's just
I am. I am, but I'm envious of people with not so much time,
creativity or space.
Space.
Yeah.
Patience.
And I mean that guy, he looks like he's probably, if I had to guess, late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
Ish. So he's probably been working on this for like what? Unless they said he's probably been working on it for like seven years or so. I would wager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but that's impressive. It's
Very.
beautiful.
Oh no, it's
So and I'm over here complaining about I don't have a place or time to put together like 5 or 6 Lego sets that are still in the boxes. I'm waiting to build.
And there's that guy.
You know, my MO is anybody that's been following us for a little bit. My MO is apparently start projects and never finish them. Like, you know, I've got the facade that I'm going to put over my my EV charger and turn it into a gong droid.
Mhm.
It's half done, guys.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there. I have this whole psychological need to sabotage myself with projects, and I just never finish them so that I can come back later and go, look at all the stuff you didn't finish, idiot.
you have no judgment from me. You're looking at a guy who bought a proton gun to upgrade his new proton pack with sounds for the past 7 years and haven't done it yet. So you know, there's no judgment here on that.
No judgment.
I always get mad at myself because I feel like I could be more creative than what I am. And I have a desire to be creative, but then my brain just I'm trying to wire it to that point. And it's kind of like what we're talking about right now. I used to be in a point in my life where I had opportunities to read books and to do more reading. And I really would like to get back to a point where I can spend time reading, but I'm, you know, I can make all the excuses I want to. I mean, I could get out and walk in the evenings like we discussed, but what do you end up doing when you come home from work after it's been a long day? You just crash out. And you just go, you just shut the brain off, and you just tend to just lay down and
yeah, it's like there's only so much of you. Like you only have so much you can do during the day, and then you get home and you're at 98%, and you got 2% left, and you're like, I'm going into hibernation mode. To save for the next day. Yeah,
because we're talking this particular topic, you know, that we're discussing about, you know, games, books, movies, and you know, all this particular topic that we're on right now. Not that I would watch, but I mean, I am not the video gamer of the bunch. I've been more, you know, growing up, it was either board games. I love to play board games, but you've seen that they've even adapted, you know, movies from board games like Clue and stuff like that. I don't know. Could you come up with a Monopoly? Possibly.
Give them time. Give them time. They did Battleship.
Yeah, true. So
never saw that either.
I didn't either. I was like,
you weren't missing much.
And my gaming experience goes back to, you know, NES and Super NES, and that's kind of about it when I was a kid, and I would play that then. But as an adult, I have veered off of the video game path unless it's Animal Crossing. So I bet, but you could do something with Animal Crossing. You could create a TV show. You could create a movie. Now it would probably be geared towards kids, but you know.
You can make it. You can make an action adventure show out of Animal Crossing. But the thing is like you got to hire a mercenary to hunt down Tom Nook.
I was about to say no. We need
Tom Nook's got a bounty hunter out on you to pay back those bells. You know, you got to pay the bells back.
We need like Wall Street or the Wolf of Wall Street or the Tom Nook of Wall Street or something.
God. Well, you know, Netflix is on this big thing, this big kick with kids programming. And I just happened to go and pull up the kids profile and was just going through there. A lot of the shows now, they're doing it where you can be interactive with the
Yeah.
remote.
Yep.
And I could definitely see them doing something with Animal Crossing like that, where it's like, what do you want to do this morning? Go fishing, just what, and then your character does that, and then it just kind of leads you along in the story. That would be something really cool. And then it's kind of like a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then just like when what was the first one they did with Netflix? Bandersnatch with Black Mirror. That was the first one that they did. And I remember when it first came out, I spent like 3 hours going through every story. I would start the movie over and then go through the story, like at every ending that I wanted to. Kids would do that too. They would go through every ending and play that. So in Netflix land, that means more seconds people are watching, and that means it's worth more. And then they don't cancel it after the second season.
I did notice when I was going through Netflix stuff over the weekend that they've got a interactive trivia game on Netflix that you can play. So I thought, well, that's cool.
Trivia crack or something or trivia.
It's just it's some type of an interactive trivia game.
I played it the other day.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they update it like every week or something. It's yeah.
Well, they have different episodes on a daily basis you can come back and do.
I don't know, because I just happened to see this as I was just scrolling through stuff. So
they're just data mining so they can figure out how dumb we are.
I got all mine right, so they can just yeah.
That's how they hook you. It's like the little mobile games. That's how they hook you, though. They get you coming back to play in. And
you're talking to Miss Candy Crush over here.
I love Candy Crush.
Have you beaten all the levels, all 10,000 of them?
No, but I'm up there.
She is.
I'm up there.
Did you hear about the lady who did finish the game? Like literally got to the credits.
So you can actually finish the game?
You can finish Candy Crush. Yes.
I haven't made it that far. So
yes,
that's kind of scary.
The lady actually had I guess she was just had her phone and someone else had another phone and they were showing the actual credits of the game on her phone.
Wow.
She had finished it. I was like, wow.
I didn't even know that was possible. So that chick has a lot of time on her hands.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. It was probably some guy that's like tracking it, and they're like, "We got to give this woman some closure."
Yeah.
No lie. No lie. We were trying to go to sleep the other night, and I just couldn't go to sleep. So I was like, I'm gonna start playing Candy Crush, and sure enough, I started playing it, and then I was like, my eyes started getting heavy because I guess maybe I just get kind of relaxed when I'm playing it, and then
you zone out.
I'm just kind of I get just kind of zone. I'm just getting that rhythm and everything. I was like, sure enough, I started getting sleepy. I was like, that's just what I need to do, and that's perfect because you're not supposed to look at blue light when you're trying to go to sleep, but it's all up in my face.
Or you could put the blue light filter on and play it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some debate whether or not those actually work or not. And I can speak to this because my class last semester, one of my classes, that was my final paper for that class, was actually how media and phone screens and everything affect your sleep. And part of that was the blue blocking.
Yeah.
It's not as cut and dry as they would like you to think it is.
Well, I can say it works on me.
It works on me too.
I know it works on me.
Yeah, my glasses have that blue filter on, and I don't get any headaches. I used to get headaches when I worked on screen. So for me, same as you, for me, it works, but some people doesn't. My findings were inconclusive.
That's because half of us here are aliens anyway. So
yeah, pretty much. Oh, well, do we have anything else we want to touch on? Yes, yes, sir.
Well, I know I piggybacked on your Mass Effect, but I got one little series I wanted to talk about, if you don't mind.
What you got?
It's a more younger reader book series, but me and my wife got into it. But it's called Fable Haven, and I hope this is something what it is basically there are these preserves around the world where like all the mythical creatures from history. That's kind of like where they stay there. Like it's to protect. It's they're creature reserves, and basically it's the main story follows these young brother and sister. Or the sister's the older of the two, but they go to their grandparents to stay with them for a while, and their grandparents are actually they oversee a preserve, and then it kind of the story follows along them discovering there's a much bigger world out there, and like this is a world where fairies, golems, and everything else exists, and eventually
is it in like a portal or something? Like you
no,
go to a portal,
no,
like
you
Percy
just you
Jackson or
just
something?
can't. No, the preserves or the where they are, they're like magical. Where like they can't be seen unless you use this basically it's a magical type. It's called they use a magical milk, and they that's how the people that work on the preserve they cook it, they put it in the food and
Oh.
everything. It sounds very psychedelic, I promise you, but it's very neat. But
Is
it's
it
a
blue milk?
I don't know.
Well, that does sound like Percy Jackson. You remember when
Yeah.
they had that one preserve where they were training, and then you had to know how to get in there.
Yeah, but this it's kind of the same thing. But like I said, and eventually there's this big order of bad guys that's wanting to take over everything. Of course, with every story series. But it's really neat. It's called Fablehaven. Like I said, I highly recommend the audiobooks. The guy reading the audiobooks does an excellent job. So if you don't want to read them, they're small books, but they're really cool. Like I said, they're geared towards young readers, very Harry Potterish type writing. So I mean, but that's one of them I hope to see. So I'll try to I'll send something to you on our little chat about Fablehaven. Let y'all guys check it out.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
I'm not gonna lie, the Southern boy in me thought initially you said preserves. I'm like, are they figs? Are they
Yeah. Preservatives.
No, that sounds cool. I'd like to read up on that.
Yeah, for sure.